To Wyoming Country Living, where the skies stretch wide, the porch is always open, and the critters just keep coming. We're Kim and Chris, empty nesters who traded East Coast hustle for the wild peace of Wyoming. Each week, we're tackling homestead projects, wrangling our growing animal crew, and learning to live the country life one adventure at a time. Be sure to hit that like button and follow along so you don't miss a moment. And stick around till the end for our front porch question of the week. We're saving you a seat.
All right, here's the hike we promised, last week for you, but yesterday for us. Didn't make it yesterday because, some people were too wussy to go hiking when it was 85 degrees. So we're going today when it's like 45 degrees or 50 degrees or something. So we're at the rest stop on I-80 in Pine Bluffs, Wyoming, which is right on the border with Nebraska. And we're doing the South Pine Bluffs loop. So enjoy. Aiden is here too, but he refuses to be in the video. I think he's embarrassed because his hat's upside down, but
Okay, so this is not quite our full spring clean out of the goat shed, but I'm going to be away for a couple of weekends. And so I wanted to get a lot of the wet straw out. I've been using the deep litter method. This winter, again, has not been a particularly cold winter. We did have a couple of spells that it got below zero, but never really extended beyond 2 or 3 days. So this is only the second time that I've cleaned out since October. So I probably did, I think maybe in January, I did a clean out in preparation of a couple of nice days and then a cold spell. So I got a lot of fresh hay in. In my reading and determining how to keep these goats warm over the winter, a lot of people talked about using the deep litter method because you can see how it compacts, and then that helps to emit some heat. One reservation that I had with using that method is a lot of people talked about the spring cleanup being kind of a disaster. I've only been at it about, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes. Chris has taken 2 pulls of the tractor, or the bucket of the tractor. It'll take 1 more to get this totally cleaned out. I was a little bit worried about where the urine pack is. So you can see here is one and there's another. Other than that, though, I mean, they seem to just go in those 2 spots. And since I've expose this to the air, it's drying pretty quickly. When I do a full clean out, which I'll probably wait until May, I will get every last bit of straw out, and then I'll get the pressure hose, or whatever, pressure washer, and really do a cleaning. But this is mostly just to kind of get some of the deep pack out, because we're next 10 days going to be pretty warm. Won't have time to really clean it too much between a couple of different trips that I have coming up. So today was a good opportunity to get this cleaned up, get some fresh hay in here. But again, with the deep litter method, it was pretty easy. I used my pitchfork and a shovel to get it off the boards, and when I come in with the pressure washer, I think that'll do pretty well. So not too bad. All right, so this is as cleaned out as I'm going to get it. They don't go under the bench except to sleep, so there's no urine piles there. I'm going to let this totally dry out, and then I'll cover it with my First Saturday lime, and then I'll put a fresh layer of hay on top, and then they'll be good until I can get them really cleaned out in a month or so. All right, I did the same thing in here with the deep litter. I have cleaned this also one time this winter. It was way worse the last time I cleaned it, so this is going to be pretty quick. The goats are kind of a pain in my neck. Buffy is laying her egg. She already pecked them once. Get out. But I'll do the same thing. Clean off that poop shelf. The bottom here is not too bad. Again, when I get the pressure cleaner washer out, I'll do that poop shelf in the roosting bars, but that's for another day. Just getting this cleaned out. All right, we showed the completion of this closet, well, the completion of the drywall of this closet a week or so ago. Finally have some time to get to the mudding. Tiny room, but some seams here that are going to take some work. Corners are going to take some work. So I'm not going to video the whole thing because that's pretty boring. So here's the before. And I will show the after once it's ready to be painted. All right, so here the mudding is done. I was gonna come in and do some sanding, but some of my creases are still wet because I did have to put a lot in some of those corner areas, and I don't want to start sanding and not get to do all of it. So I will just wait until those corners dry, hopefully tomorrow. Everything else is just about dry. There are a couple areas that I could already see will definitely need another coat. But actually it's not too bad. And again, it's for a closet. So I think I'm gonna let this dry another 24 hours. I bought the paint. Once I sand, it'll be a pretty quick paint. We already have the ceiling. So maybe we do need the insulation though, because the insulation that we have is skinny. So we're gonna try to, I have an idea of how I think we're gonna make that work, just to use up the insulation that we have. But I want to get the walls sanded and painted, put the insulation up, and then the roof, or the ceiling rather, and then I'm just doing carpet tiles in here as well. So we'll get that taken care of here, hopefully by the end of the week.
All right, so Kim got the inside of the closet primed, and I'm not sure if it's fully painted or there's at least one coat on. Looks pretty good. So for whatever reason, I think she just goes really crazy with the sanding. But she's got this stripe of indentation or whatever along where the seams are. So I think really she just needed to put a skim coat of mud on the whole thing to even that out, but she didn't. But it's a closet, and most of this is going to be covered by shelves and stuff anyway. So, yeah. So I think maybe it's done being painted. She's out of town now for a couple days, so I'm not really sure. But so if I have time, I'm going to try to put the ceiling in while she's gone. But I don't know. The drywall's done. We're painted. We're going to put the ceiling. Now we got to figure out what kind of shelves we're going to put in here. Still have to order the door too, but it's coming along. Frank approves.